quickly show you the tree rows, just running through what we've got. This tree row running all the way along the top of the market garden was planted in 2019, and we've got an Aleagnus, so Aleagnus umbellata, nitrogen fixing shrub, the autumn olive. We've planted this as a nurse species to bring the fertility into the soil. We can cut this back, chop and drop, we can feed it to the goats, we can make tree hay from it, very useful. Next to it we've got an apple. This is Katie apple, and it's been harvested already. That had a lot of lovely big apples on it. Nitrogen fixer again, that's the pattern that we're using. Fruit tree, nitrogen fixer, fruit tree. Another apple here, I forget which one that is off the top of my head. Another nitrogen fixer, a damson, autumn olive, another apple, autumn olive, another apple. I will have to look at my plan. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I'm pretty good. The amazing Howgate Wonder. And at the end, we finish with a medlar, which you can see has got lots of fruit coming on it. So that'll grow nice and tall. I think it's got quite a weeping structure. Down the edge of these plots, we've got some hazels. Oh, one just came off in my hand. So it's been quite a good year for hazelnuts. So I'll take a couple of these. So we've got a few hazels here. I'd like to thicken these hazels out. Maybe do another row around about here, and then come and have a look at this area. This is me coming down to the north side of one of the tree rows that was planted in 2017. We've got a very abundant apple tree. This is James Grieve, another Scottish variety of apple, very well suited to our climate. But yeah, this has done very well this year. You can see this tree absolutely laden with fruit. This was planted in 2017. It's on MM106 rootstock. We'll be picking these in the... Oh, that's how ripe they are. Let's give it a taste. Juicy, a bit tangy. So that's a good eater. We'll be making juice out of these soon. I'll better come up and check for windfalls just in case we miss some. We're waiting to get a few more of these juicy ones like this Allison's Orange or the Discovery. We're waiting until we've got enough so that we can do a really good apple juice press. And to its side is a very healthy black locust. Seems to originate from the Appalachian mountain range. A lot of our American viewers will recognize this one. Kind of love it or hate it tree, because I know in certain parts of America you're not allowed to grow it because it can be quite invasive. But this is a nitrogen fixing tree. It's a great tree for the bees. Also a very, very high quality firewood. But we're growing it here as a nurse species, as a chop and drop, next to the apple. Lots of raspberries. This is an autumn fruiting variety of raspberry. This is Autumn Bliss. It does very well, and yes, it's starting to creep out of these tree rows and into what was the vegetable plots. Now, a few years ago that would have been a problem because we wouldn't want them creeping into the fertile soils of our veg beds, but now we don't mind so much. They can move around. Here we've got an Aleagnus that's died. I think this died a good year or so ago when we had some very heavy snow, but we've just left it here. It's a fantastic kindling. It's very dry, dead wood. So we just come up and take a few hands of kindling whenever we need it. I think potentially we'll remove it eventually, and that will give us a throughway from this alleyway of fruit down into the next. That's always useful to do. Here we've got a plum. This is a Victoria, classic Victoria plum. And it's just sort of coming to the end of the plums. Unfortunately, wasn't a great year for our plums. The erratic weather that we had, it was incredibly hot and then incredibly wet, and the plums split and then opened themselves because of splitting, attracted a huge amount of flies and wasps. It was almost impossible to pick the plums at some points because of the wasps. So unfortunately we didn't get the best of crops. Even the raspberries are splitting open. And of course the Aleagnus has an edible berry. That's another reason that we've planted it between each fruit tree. So not only does it fix atmospheric nitrogen and is a fantastic livestock fodder, it also produces these tiny, tart, sour little berries. We've got a couple of named varieties which obviously produce larger berries. This one here hasn't cropped that well this year, but further down in the rows we've got some of the named varieties that are doing pretty well. Another apple, this one is Ellison's Orange, grows very well for us. We've got several Ellison Orange trees around. Not the heaviest of cropping this year for that variety. Yeah, check out these raspberries. There's a row of blackcurrants all along this north side of this tree row. You can see there's still quite a lot on the bushes. You can almost shake them off now, but they're kind of, obviously that's very late to still have blackcurrants. Another plum. So in this tree row it goes apple, plum, apple, plum, apple, plum, with a nitrogen fixing aleagnus in between. This one is SAR, C-Z-A-R. It does really well. It's earlier than the Victoria plum, and I prefer it to the Victoria. It's not the sweetest to begin with, but if you leave it on the tree it ripens up and gets quite sweet. And down to this Discovery apple here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there with you guys today. Just gonna stop at this amazing elderberry, which is in full fruit right now. This is a named variety that certainly has far larger blooms, far larger flowers in the summer and clusters of berries in autumn. It's ripened earlier than the native elder that we have around the hedgerows and things on the farm. Anyway guys, I hope that's been of interest to you. Thank you so much for your support. What kind of fruit trees are you all growing? You can let me know in the comments below. It'll be interesting to hear what everyone is experimenting with. All right, take care and I'll see you soon.